Welcome back to Record. I'm your host, Anthony Toter. Thanks again to Amir Didich of Swoop Park Rangers joining us. He'll be up here putting on the red jersey for Canada as they get ready to take on Jamaica in a friendly at BMO Field. But joining us right now, another young guy on the rise here in the city of Toronto and MLS of TFC, Marky Delgado. Marky, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Hey, pleasure's all mine. Marky, let's talk about it. You get the first one on the night against Chicago Fire. Right from the start of the whistle, you guys were determined, you were focused, and the crowd was right there roaring back in their team. But you guys run phase. Let's talk about that first half, and then we'll talk about that second half.
First half, we wanted to come out strong and really put the pressure on them, knowing that they've lost back-to-back games, and the pressure was really on them. So we really wanted to come out and see if we can force them to make any mistakes. So fortunately, we caught them off guard with an early goal, and coming into the second half, the game was really opening up, and they were really starting to throw more numbers forward, and really we started to take advantage of the spaces that they would leave when they'd press us, because they would really come press just like one-on-one, and they'd with me and Victor moving side to side, finding those gaps off their shoulders, we created a lot of opportunities.
Marky, so let's talk about Victor. I've said this time and time again. Born and raised in this city, I've watched teams come and go in different leagues. I'm so grateful to now watch guys like yourself, Jovinko, Altidore, and Bradley. But this guy, Victor Vasquez, the vision he has, Marky, the leadership qualities he has, and it's elegant. He's so elegant the way he plays the game. It's got to be a pleasure to have a guy like that playing with you. But you're also, I'm sure, as a young guy, afraid to make a mistake, Marky.
Like you said, it's a pleasure to play next to him, and it's really nice to play good football around him. But, I feel no pressure to make a mistake. Obviously, mistakes will happen from time to time here and there. But, I mean, he's if a mistake happens, he's like, okay, next one. He's not a type of guy to really, put the pressure down on you, hey, and you got to continue, I don't know. He's not the type of guy to throw it down on you, in other words. So, I mean, he's right there with me, giving me full support, and, we like to play with one another, and, at the end of the day, things are working out perfectly fine.
Marky, since the day he arrived, Michael Bradley, to me, has been the price of admission. He stirs the drink. He is the guy that dictates the rhythm of the game from start to finish. How great is it to have a leader like that there, that every time that he's got that ball, he's going to be calm. He's not going to be pressured to get rid of it. And everything, it seems to me, goes through Michael Bradley. Love watching this guy. Talk about him on the pitch, but also away from the pitch. I've seen him talk to young guys and even the vets and make them feel they're just as important as he is and everyone is on the team.
Yeah, he's a great player. I mean, it's also a pleasure to play against someone with so much experience, and obviously on the field with so much composure, and really, coming down to my last 2 years, he's really helped me and really given me a lot of help with little details to clean up on the field to better myself overall, and it's really helping me out, and now it's showing. But also off the field, he's a very good guy. He's always supportive, always when things are going right, he makes you feel he makes things clear and really opens up your head, because when things aren't going right, you really start to close yourself down, and everything, you just feel like everything's starting to close up on you, and he comes in and steps in hey, you're still part of the team, we need you, you're a big part of the team, whoever it is, everyone on this team is very valuable, and together we will always succeed together. So those are the great things about him.
Marky, a lot of people had this game circled weeks ago. A lot of people were looking forward to this. And after, I believe, the dismantling of Chicago Fire, I said this Saturday night, and I tweeted it out. I believe there's nothing left for this squad really to accomplish. Yeah, you can say the supporter shield, that's fantastic. But I think it's important now to just finish off these games on a strong note, no injuries, and let's get going. Let's get back to the playoffs and wrong that right that took place here on home field. How hard is it? Let's be honest, as a young player, Marky, for that mindset to just focus on these games left. Head coach Greg Vanney and assistant Fraser and all the guys, how do they get you guys week in and week out focused and not looking too far ahead?
I mean, overall, really, our goal is to win everything. So we've already gotten the Canadian Cup. We've already gotten our rivalry cup with Columbus, and we're pushing for that Supporter Shield, and obviously, and of course, the ultimate goal, the MLS Cup. But we coming in, week out, we come in with the same mentality. Our group of our team is full of, I'd say, a bunch of warriors. I mean, we're all very competitive, and we come in day out, competing, pushing one another. And if you were around the training ground, you would see the competitiveness that we have with one another on the pitch. So, I mean, when we get on the field and we're out there, we know we have one another's back. So, that's how most of our success has been happening. So we have trust with one another.
Marky, when I met head coach Greg Vanney 4 years ago, it was a pleasure to sit down with him and have many conversations about the game, about players, about life. And I believed in that guy 4 years ago, where he continuously took shots from many. And still does. For some reason, I'll never understand that. The guy is so down to earth. He's caring. He's a player's coach and a guy that I still think has so much more to learn and will also grow as a coach. But he believed in you. When you played, I think, roughly maybe 35, 40 games with Chivas USA, he believed in you because he knew what you could bring to the table, and he wanted to bring you to Toronto, and he did that. That's got to say a lot for a coach that believed in you back with Chivas USA to bring you here and now start big minutes for this club.
Yeah, I mean, me and Greg definitely go a ways back, and he's been part of my development throughout my soccer career and professional career. So he's always been there along the way, and him having the trust in me and giving me the opportunity to prove myself and show all the fans and everyone around what I'm capable of. I couldn't be more grateful.
Marky, a couple other things, and then we'll let you go. Really appreciate your time. Growing up in the southern part of the USA, I'm sure that your family was so instrumental in you getting where you're at today, playing the game that you love as a youngster. Is there a coach that you want to thank? Is there a parent or two or a sibling that really stuck by you through, I'm sure it was a roller coaster ride as a young player playing. There must have been good days, but bad days. Days that you had confidence really high, but days that you had confidence low. Who are those people that believed in you that now you can look back and say, hey, thank you so much. I can't thank you enough for believing in me back in those days.
Oh, I have tons of people that I could thank. I can go all day. I mean, I have my club coach, Juan Sanchez from Mount Sac College, who was a big part of my development when there's this soccer group called ODP who I tried out, I believe, like 3 times for, and I never made it. But, he had belief in me, and I continued to push myself, and he continued to push me, and eventually I made the national team stages, and I started blowing up from there. And then I have my parents who would drive me to training back and forth, which was like from my house to the training ground was an hour there and back. So for my first, I'd say, 2 years, I didn't have a car. I was underage. I mean, I just didn't have my license plate. I mean, my license. So my mom would be driving me back and forth every day. So I'm very thankful for her. And then now I have my girlfriend here with me, who's always supporting me and, really keeping my head up and straight. And, I couldn't be more thankful for everyone in my life.
That's awesome to hear. That's awesome to hear, Mark. And I'm sure that your parents are proud of you, and they don't mind one bit. All those times they had to travel back and forth. As a parent of two boys myself, I know it didn't matter if it was an hour, 2 hours. It didn't matter how many times you had to fill up the gas tank. It was all worth it because you're their son, and you're everything to them, and that's fantastic to hear. Mark, I'm going to let you go on a real light note, but I know the squad quite well. There's a lot of jokesters on there. There's some serious guys, but it's good to have some fun and joke. Now, I want you to do me a favor because Sebastian Giovinco is lighting it up. Love his smile, love his goal celebration. But do me a favor, the next time he scores a goal, I want you to say to him in Italian, and these words are so important, Marky, in the Italian language. Andiamo a mangiare. That means, let's go eat, Seba. And I guarantee you he'll start laughing like there's no tomorrow. I mean, just watching the guy have fun and the way he loves this city and he embraces the food here, coming from Italy as well, it's outstanding, Marky.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to watch him and a pleasure to play alongside him. So I'll definitely make sure to tell him that the next time he scores.
Absolutely. Marky, good luck against Philly on Wednesday. And then you got Montreal. A lot of people looking forward to that. It should be a cracker of a game against the Impact. They've won 4 in a row, and it looks like they're getting ready for the playoffs themselves. Thanks again, Marky, and congratulations on a great season you've had yourself as well this far.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.